Never help a man when he down because all he gonna do is resent you for it later on. All he's gonna do is feel emasculated. And now we're seeing that shit unfold with Keke Palmer and her baby father.
So I just wanted to talk about this video today. This lady is basically advising women not to help a man when he's down. Now, we have heard stories, we have seen videos, women coming on social media sharing how, and after they help their man to get back on their feet, they get abandoned at the end of the day. And she is also telling them, that they are gonna regret it after doing it. I'm gonna let this video play so you guys can hear all the things she said. Of course, this video went viral and a lot of people stitched this video, sharing their experiences. And of course, in the comments, people also shared their stories. Please check this video out.
When you help a man when he's down, when he get back up, all he's gonna do is resent you.
Oh, story time. Let me tell you. She is not wrong, but she's not talking about real men, because real men don't act like that. Okay, she's talking about males. When I was younger, I had my children young in my 20s, and I was popping. I was busting. You hear me? And my kid's father, his job wasn't paying a lot, right? So I had to put him on child support because I was just doing hair, and we didn't have health insurance for our kids. My daughter was sick, right? She had asthma real bad, so she had to constantly be going to the hospital, and that cost. So I was like, well, I need to get on so I can get some health insurance, because when I'm doing what you're doing is not enough, right? Why? They put him on child support, right? But I was doing everything with the money. He didn't have to buy clothes. He didn't have to buy toiletries. He didn't have to buy cologne. He didn't have to buy anything. Plus, with doing hair, the boosters was coming. I'll give you a bag of kids' clothes. Just do my hair. Woo woo. I mean, it was popping. So it was constant traffic, constant gifts. I mean, they were coming with the toiletries and the clothes and the cologne and jewelry. Like back in the early 2000s, it was busting. The boosters was up. The boosters, okay? Hell to the boosters in the early 2000s. You heard me? He didn't have to worry about anything, right? And I had hella clientele coming through all day, every day. And he was so caught up in that. Mind you, his job really wasn't paying. He wasn't really looking for a good job. He was comfortable. I mean, hands up, feet relaxed, kick back. You understand me? Because I had it. So I told him, I said, we was kind of in a confrontation, and I said, look, let me tell you something. You so caught up with what I'm doing. How about you I got mine. Go get yours. You understand me? You want to go to school. You don't have to even work. I'll give you 2 years. You don't have to pay no bills. I'll use that child support that you giving me that was only like $300 a month. But I'll use that, and you take care of your business. Follow me? You don't have to pay nothing up in here. You keep your money. I'll use the child support money to take care of us. You understand me? Go get yours, because I got mine. Do you know he did later on in life, he told me he didn't do it because he didn't like my tone. And now, now that he got money, now that he doing his thing, oh, he high class. That's all he talk about is his money. That's all he talk about. But I said, and I told him one day, I said, you know what? I remember when you didn't have it, and I had it, and I didn't complain. I ain't throw it up in your face, and I just told you, go get yours. Oh, well, he skipped off past that. I wouldn't say don't help a man when he down, but boy, go sit up under his people. That's how you know. Go sit up under him and his people and watch what go on. Listen to be quiet. Listen to how they talk to each other. Watch how they treat each other. Watch how he talk about them. Watch how they talk about him to you. That's how you will know what type of man you got. Go sit up under his people before you get to helping him. Because there's some men you can help, and boy, they'll hold you down. You understand me? But you won't know unless you zip it, open up them eyes, and go sit up under his people. Because my right hand of God, his grandma before she died, when I first met him, before she died, she told me in code everything about their business. Had I would have just shut my mouth and opened up my ears, he would never been my baby father. That woman sat up and told me everything about his mama's trauma, her trauma, everything over breakfast and some coffee. That lady told me everything. Sum it all up, that lady told me to run, and I was not paying attention. Go sit up under their people.
Never help a man when he down because all he gonna do is resent you for it later on.
Don't help your man, he'll hate you for it. He will leave you for a woman that depends 100% on him, one that he has to take care of. He will. He'll leave you. I remember when I was younger, I had my first husband. My auntie, which I call my TD mama, would say, let him be a man. I didn't understand at the time exactly what that meant, but now that I'm older, I clearly understand what it means to allow your man to be a man. If you continue to save him and rescue him whenever there's a need, once he gets to the point where he provides his own needs, he will discard you. Instead of me allowing him to come up with solutions to get it done, I would get into my masculine energy and I would get it done myself. In time, when he got to a place where he would go and do the things on his own, he resented me for it because I showed up as his mother and not his spouse or not his wife or not his significant other. Don't rescue him. The more you rescue the man, the more the man will hate you for rescuing him. And in time, it's one thing to actually support, be supportive, and be a helpmeet. It's a totally separate thing when he has the power and the ability to provide for himself and to provide for you, and he chooses not to. Let him figure out a way to pay the bills. He needs a vehicle. Don't help him finance a vehicle. There's something broke, something going undone. Don't call nobody. Let him figure it out. That's his job as a man, to make sure that the house is operating functionally. Everybody has to know what their lanes are. Get in your lane, stay in your lane. As my aunt said, which I understand clearly now, not making that mistake again. If there's a need, the man can provide the need, the man can work for the need. Let him work. Let the man work. Don't save him. It's not your job to save him. You're not his mother. Let him figure it out. If he is well able to figure it out, let him figure it out and come to a solution. Stay in your position. If he's capable of helping himself, allow him to help himself and stop rescuing him. He will walk away from you and get somebody else who will stand still while he helps himself. You think that you're doing everything that he actually desires you to do, and he will literally leave you for someone who 100% depends on him. He will. After you did all those things for him, he will leave you for a woman who depends completely on him. And stay. He'll stay.
Didn't I tell y'all to never help a man when he down because all he gonna do is resent you for it later on?
I said we was gonna talk about it, so let's talk about it. And shout out to the creators that I'm gonna be referencing because y'all have some great points. So one of the main points is helping a man while he's down. He's gonna resent you at the end of it. Most of the time, that resentment starts while you guys are involved in the relationship, in the situation, whatever it may be. Because when a man's dealing with a woman he feels is doing better than him, he feels inferior. He feels emasculated. He feels a bit jealous. Because when a man is not capable to lead and he's with a woman who's strong and is capable of taking that step and stepping up to the plate, he feels threatened by that. And when a man finances isn't right, everything else in his life isn't right. His physical health, his mental health, his emotional health, his spiritual health. A man isn't present enough to deal with another person. He doesn't have the capacity to be in a relationship to begin with. So let's go to another point. When a man is dating a woman who's doing better than him and she's showing him that she's willing to deal with that and build him up, he's going to be looking at you different. He's going to be treating you different because you're already showing him that you're accepting him at his lowest point. So it's showing that you're accepting the bare minimum in his mind, even though you're doing it in a state to build him up. In his mind, you're showing him, well, you are accepting me and I don't have anything to offer you. I'm not doing anything for you. So that's taking away the value from you. He's already in his mind thinking like, shit, when I get up, I'm already looking at what woman I could choose. He's not looking at the woman who helped build him up to be the woman he chose. Which brings me to my next point. Just because you help build a man up doesn't mean he's going to automatically choose you. That doesn't deem you automatic loyalty either. Because, like I said, you already showed that man that you are accepting him when he was a bottom of the barrel ass nigga, when he is not the catch right now, when no one is paying him attention and wants to be bothered, and he's at his low point. He doesn't have a pot to piss in and a window to throw it out of. You're showing him that you was willing to deal with him at that point. So now when he gets up, he's now looking at other women now, because he's like, okay, this ain't, I settled for this. Now I can get better, or I can get what I really want. And that's the unfortunate truth in most of the time, in most of those cases. So another point is the resentment part. Now we're getting to the stage where the resentment starts to show. And a lot of the times those men get to showing they ass now that they're up. They take everything you have instilled at them, they applying it everywhere else. Now he starts to treat the woman that helps build him up like she's average, like she's not a catch. He starts to treat her like every other woman in front of him is better than her, is a better choice. And not only just that, now they get to live in an image that they never got to live in before. They now chasing women they never got a chance to get or couldn't get, because none of the women were paying them any attention. None of the women want anything to do with him when he was at the bottom. And so a lot of pride, a lot of ego starts to play out, and they start to live in this image that they feel like they have to live in, for the simple fact now they're about to prove and have to prove their masculinity now, because now their ego and their pride and everything, self-esteem, was bruised while they were in the come up stages. So now part of the resentment stage is to make that woman who built him up feel like he felt when he was at his lowest, even though she didn't put that on him. She didn't treat him like that. She didn't instill anything like that into him. She was just willing to take that on because she cared for him, and she wanted to see him do good. She saw the God in him. She saw his potential. And that's why you can't do that, because falling for potential is a setup for a letdown. And falling for potential can fall into this, but that video will be long, and that's another conversation for another day. And most of the time, you just have to look at this. Baby, if a man ain't stable, you ain't ready, willing, and able. Okay? Peace and love. And I hope y'all just take what we said. That's not a thing to bash men. Let that be clear. It's not a thing to bash men, because a lot of people be like, oh, why is only the black community, talking about these situations? It's because the black community is the only community that these ideologies for relationships gets pandered to. It's a lot of ideologies that gets spilled over to the black community and gets pandered, especially to black women, where we have to be the sacrificial lamb in certain situations. Y'all saw what Tyler Perry said. That's just a perfect example of what they feel like women should do. But you never see nobody pandering this idea to the male audience. Hold a woman down and love her at her lowest to build her up. You never see that. So this is nothing to get at black men or to bash men in general. It's just of points as of why you shouldn't do these things, because the roles can be reversed too. But this is just a point as of why you can't fall for potential and why you can't put yourself last and put people first. Peace and love, everybody.
You never help a man when he's down, because he will resent you for it later on. And
I totally disagree. It's a lot of stuff that she said I disagree with. Now, the problem with social media and the people with these platforms is that they speak on something stereotypical off of situations or experiences that they had with their opinion, and then they place it out there like that's just the way it is in stone. Just because he did some fuckboy shit to Kiki Palmer or any other guy did fuckboy shit to a woman don't mean that all men is like that. But y'all leave out the part for the women that do the same thing, if not worse. Let's stop placing on genderizing certain situations. Let's say people. Let's say these fuck people. Let's see the people that don't have hearts and don't give a damn about others. Let's say that. Stop attacking men and saying that they this, that, and the third just because of what fuckboys do.
So I took some screenshots of comments from her comment section so you guys can see what other people said about this video. Please pause to read if you want to. Now, this is a thing because I have seen videos, I have heard stories, women sharing, how and after helping their men to get back on their feet, they basically abandon them at the end of the day. And I have this friend of mine who, after, helping her man to get back on his feet, she was dumped. She was abandoned. This guy literally went for another lady. Now, as I was reading the comments, some people were like, well, it could go both ways because they have also seen and heard stories, of men training their women in school. And at the end of the day, after that graduation, they basically dump the men and then go for, better men, basically. But yeah, I just thought I should bring this video here because, like I said, this is a thing. Some other people are saying that it could go both ways. So what do you all have to say about this? Would you help your man to get back on his feet? Some other people are saying that helping them to get back on their feet is not wise. Like they are men, basically, just leave them to, to do what they have to do to get back on their feet. You don't need to help them, you don't need to pamper them. But I don't know, because for me, I I don't mind investing in my man. Basically, I see no wrong, basically. Mine worked for me, okay, and he also invested in me. So it worked for us. But yeah, let me know your thoughts, guys, and thank you all so much for watching. Please don't forget to like this video, share, comment, and of course, come back for another video. I'm gonna see y'all in my next one. Y'all be blessed. Bye.